Hello and good evening, good day, good morning, good whatever. This is Paweł Spechalski, FPV University, and we gonna live stream today because I still have the Craycle Discover 3D printed airplane to build, and because building streams are easy, are nice, and for another reason, people seem to like my build streams. They are maybe not super popular, but still people are watching those things. And for today, well, there are a few things that I would like to do on this model. Mainly install the servos and also figure out how the wing mounting mechanism is working, because I have not discovered this thing yet, and I would like to have the wings in the detachable, or rather semi-detachable state. This is usually well, something that you need on the 3D printed airplane to be able to detach the wings. But before we will go into the building phase, some announcements. And announcement number one is that, yeah, this stream was supposed to happen yesterday, but yesterday it was raining. And every time we have a heavy rain, my radio link just dies. And internet becomes very flaky, and I decided it makes no sense to have a live stream when I know I will just have to stop it for all the time. So this is why Mikatron FPV, in the topic of the 25 by 25 millimeter, take a look at Gap RC and also SpeeDB F745. Check those two, there might be something interesting for you. But this is, yeah, INAV 7 will allow some remapping. Yes, INAV 7 will allow some remapping. Still, you would have to check the definitions, but I rather cannot just like from the top of my head give you the name. But I think SpeeDB should have something, but not sure if they have 5 outputs or only 4 outputs. But also check on the Gap RC. Then, have you seen the new goggles? The new Walksnail goggles, the one that are called X. Look pretty amazing. Walksnail was supposed to send me a pair, but they didn't, and now I'm kinda pissed off at them. I think I will have to write to them, I don't like you anymore. But that's not the first time when Walksnail says that they're gonna send me something and then, nah, we will not send you anything. So that's that. Mikatron FPV, not really remapping, but you will be able to change the function of the output group. Not every single output, because this is impossible to do. But if, for example, two outputs are connected to the same timer, then you will have to be able to change the function of both of them. Max Schwartz, I don't know if there is a Lua script with INAV for Ethos. Unfortunately, Ethos is not something I'm like doing much, or actually any, because FreeSky doesn't like me. Okay, you might want to go to the Mr. D, Darren Lines on YouTube. He's doing stuff with Ethos, so maybe he has idea on the Lua support for INAV and stuff like that. So hopefully he will be able to help you. By the way, Darren is super cool. So he's also INAV developer. So that's that. So yeah, the Walksnail has the new goggles. The specification I saw like a month ago, because then they sent me the specification, was pretty impressive for the goggles. But let's see if I will get a pair to be able to tell you something more about this, because maybe not, but I got something else. And I'm just finishing editing the video. And this is bloody amazing. Look at this baby. This is a new charger from Toolkit RC. It's called Q6 AC, and it's bloody awesome. 4-channel, 15 amps, big LCD. On-off switch. Come on, why on-off switch is not the default on every single charger? Like, why? And I love this thing. It's really like the best charger I ever had and saw in my life. It's only 6S, okay? But like the fantastic stuff. And I think that video about this will roll out early the next week. Just like, wow. And especially I'm down of one charger after the fire and the LiPo. This is super cool. But okay, let's go back to business. Let me turn on all the lights and let's start building this airplane. After all, this is why... Oh, you can see the microphone. So maybe something like that. After all, this is why you are all here, because you would like to know how I'm building this airplane. So let's go to the top view. Let me put away the keyboard and let's start reading the instruction manual. I know that in the very beginning of the instruction manual there was something about having the locking mechanism for the wing, but I kinda back then skipped it, so now we will have to go there and try to find out how the wing locking mechanism is supposed to work. So this. Okay. Okay, so I have this part. You will need the main CFROT will guide you to the glue easily. Continue, so not this one. Locking mechanism. Wing lock female into its place in the fuselage. Okay, so this is the wing lock female and wing lock clip, whatever this is. Too bad that the 3D prints, the prints are not the best resolution ever, but here I think it's better visible. So, okay. I have to find some 3D printed elements then. Okay, much better. So we will have to find some 3D printed elements from this batch. This is the element of the motor mount, I think. But how this thing is supposed to lock the wing in place? How? Unless this one goes here. Okay, so if this one goes here, and then this one goes... This one goes fucking where? How it's supposed to work? Anybody has any idea how this thing is supposed to work? Wing lock female. One more time. What is a wing lock female? Wing lock female part is the... I have no fucking idea. It has a tooth, something like that, but it's 3D printed. It's not metal. I see that it should interlock like this, but I do not see a place in the fuselage to install this element anywhere. That's my problem over here, because it's just missing one of the elements. Well, not missing, I just don't understand how it's supposed to work. Because this element, this spar, is most probably locked like this, so it goes into this reinforcement in the fuselage, and then this clip is supposed to lock it in place. But I don't know how this element is attached to the fuselage. This is the part of the puzzle that eludes me. I just don't see how this thing is happening. How it's supposed to work. And unfortunately, there is not really that much. Bloody hell. Maybe over here. See, there is this element. And there is this element. Maybe I should open the instruction manual. And let's see if there is something in the instruction manual. Maybe it's a slightly better quality. Action cam holder. No, I don't care about action cam holder. I kinda care about this. You see? There's a wing lock circlip. Okay. Makes absolute sense. Yes. This thing, this element goes into the wing. What's a wing lock female? But how this thing moves into place? Okay, I get it. This part I get. This part I get. It goes here. This element is installed inside. Fantastic. Then this is glued on top of that. It goes inside, but then how do you clip it? You just like that? With no additional parts? You see? Just like that? Nothing else? So it's moving freely? Insert the wing and the wing lock female part into its place. Now you have centered the wing lock perfectly. You can glue the wing lock female parts to the fuselage carefully. Test if wing lock clip works fine, and the same process goes. Okay. Okay. In that case, I think I understand now. I think I understand this is just an element that you put inside. This is not attached to the fuselage. Okay? Maybe this is really how it's supposed to work. Who knows? So let's just try to first install this main spar. And let's take a right wing. Okay, this goes like here. This thing goes like this. This thing goes like this. And then this thing goes over here like this. And then when everything is in place, you just snap it like that, and the wing should be locked inside. Okay, I think I understand. I think I understand how it's supposed to work, so we can just start gluing those elements together, because it's time to finally have it running. So we're gonna glue this thing over here and that one over there. Hi Peter, nice to see you around. How's life? Everything is fine, everything is good, no problems. In Hungary, your president or premier, I don't know, was nothing stupid. Because we had an election like 2 weeks ago, and our previous government will be leaving. So, you know, there are new things happening left and right. How's the political situation in Hungary right now? Fuck, I glue my fingers one more time. Then, anyhow, it should be fine. So, accelerator. Just as bad as any time. Yes, that's the typical Slavic approach to the problem. How is it? bad. Oh, man. We really should be slightly less grumpy and take the Americans' approach. How is it? It's fantastic. Wonderful. Just say it's great, and maybe someone will believe you. Okay, so this one goes over here. Now let's also glue this part to the main rod, locking rod. Fantastic. And when this is done, some accelerator. And when this is done, one more time, there are two places where you can install this thing, and it should be in the rear one. So now I have to glue this thing inside. It doesn't want to go in. What have I messed up? Have I messed something up? I hope not. Okay. Okay, now I see. Now I see. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. There is no problem. We can just glue this thing internally. Yes, building random stuff is just great. I wish I had more time to build random crap from the stuff I have lying around, but unfortunately I don't. Time is actually one of the biggest limiting factor for me right now. Because if you like try to combine the RC, this channel, the flying, and if you add to it that recently I kind of started doing sports again after like 10 years of a break. I'm doing a lot of cycling right now. I quickly discovered that, well, you do not really have any time left. Oh, servers for the Vitol. What are you building? Manta Fimi? Fimi Manta, or however this thing is called, or something different? A lot of people are building Fimi Manta, mainly because it's just available small and cheap. I wonder what you have in mind. Okay, and now we should have the wing ready. The right wing should be right now finished. That means the mounting mechanism for the wing. Of course, I lost somewhere the locking part. Here it is. So this goes fully in. This element locks the wing, and see, the left wing is attached to the fuselage. And it's even kind of stiff, so there is a pretty good chance it will be flying just fine. Okay. I was kind of expecting it will be slightly different type of the mechanism. I think this mechanism also will work, so now it's time to do exactly the same procedure for the second wing. And then we will be able to put everything together and see if it... I need a bigger desk. I absolutely need a bigger desk. But I don't have any, so that's not a problem. Fimi Manta, yes, exactly. Why the second glue? That's the problem with those cheap glues. The nozzle constantly stays inside of the cap, and when it does, you kinda... Bloody hell. I bet you do not have this kind of the problem when you are building a drone. Okay. Okay. Oh, fuck. Everything is in the glue now. Okay. Building drones is absolutely less messy than building airplanes, especially due to the lack of the glue. But let's be honest, building airplanes is something completely different. Okay, so one of the locking surfaces is glued. Now I will be able to install it into the wing itself. So, one more time, some glue. And after this is done, the one in the rear. Okay, so this thing has to cure. And in the meantime, I can install this reinforcing element inside of the fuselage. Super glue. I'm using this cheapest stuff from Poland. This is honestly the cheapest CA glue from Poland I can get. And I wonder if there is really anything better. Because, okay, I can... One bottle is like $1. And there are, of course, glues that are much more expensive. And I honestly wonder what will be the gain if I will buy a much more expensive CA glue. Will I ever see any practical difference between the cheapest glue and the more expensive glue? If you ask me, I'm not sure. It's a glue after all. It's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. If it's the cheapest, then even if it like gets old and doesn't work anymore, okay, it was the cheapest glue I could find. But if it's the really expensive bottle of glue, then I'm not sure. One day I will try though. Okay. Accelerator. Let's give it a minute and let's see if I will be able to lock the wing in place. If it does its job, it's good. Yeah, but maybe there's something better. Gel type more than the liquid stuff. Maybe that's the way to go indeed. Because this thing is really like liquid, it flows everywhere. It's absolutely not for the precision jobs. On the other hand, some time ago I was also using the thick one, but that one's like half a year, and I could just throw away the bottle of the glue because it was stone hard. So just for the economical reasons, I basically stopped using this thick solution. But I think maybe it's a topic for a video. Which glue should you use? Okay, so this one goes like here. Okay, now let's lock the wing in place. Okay, now the second wing. Let's lock it in place. Where's the second locking mechanism? Here. So let's lock the second one. And now ta-da! Look, Ma, I'm a real airplane. It's kind of springy. When you throw it and you catch it, you feel that the wing is flexing and moving slightly. This is really a heavy boy. This is much heavier than any of the foam airplanes, because after all, it's solid. It's not a foam. Looks interesting enough. And I think it even looks solid enough, so maybe it won't be that bad of the airplane after all, because why should it? Yeah, it's kind of biggish. Well, not really big, because it's only 1 meter 20 centimeters. So let's say it's a standard wingspan, nothing like super huge that you cannot really like fit in your airplane, but it's not. I wonder if I will not have to do some kind of defiling on the locking mechanism. Maybe yes, maybe not. Let's install the horns on the control surfaces. The horns are 3D printed. It's not like, it doesn't look like the most robust way of having a horn. On the other hand, I think I will have to file it a little because it's too thick. And because it's slightly too thick, it's not going into the groove in the wing. Hopefully, if I will file it, it will move in nicely. Grzegorz Drożdż. And now please don't tell anyone you're not Polish, because with the first and the last name like that, może z moim garniturze, nie wiem. My daughter is looking for my tie. I don't know why. Something about like going in the tie to school. I have no idea why. But that's the idea, and I have no idea where my tie is. I don't even remember when was the last time I was wearing a tie. I'm not the type of a guy who wears a tie. Even if I'm in the suit, which is not happening very often, it's usually without a tie. Yes, Peter, I saw the goggles, and we even discussed the stopping in the very beginning. I was supposed to get them from Walksnail. Everything was like agreed with Walksnail. Yeah, we will send you a pair. You're a fantastic influencer. We love you so much. Blah, 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 blah. Then they kind of stopped replying my emails, and now I haven't got them. I will have to write to the Walksnail. Hey guys, what's up? Am I still supposed to do it or not? Yeah, they did indeed like improved a lot of things. You can clearly see that the first generation of the goggles is something that they just created because they just wanted to have the goggles. And here they thought on the problem for a minute, try to figure out what really the audience wants, and like most probably gave them more, which is a nice touch. Still, have you seen the problems that Walksnail is having with their distribution? Apparently the DJI decided that they are a competition, and maybe allowing the competition to just live without being like bothered is not really the best idea. So what is DJI doing? DJI is doing right now. They are trying to make the drone manufacturers, you know, the ready-to-fly kits, not to install Voxnail in their builds. How? In theory, you cannot do it because it would be a monopoly if you try to pull something like that. But then, if you are slightly less official, you can just say that, okay, we decided that you no longer apply for this nice discount. Unless you stop selling the Voxnail products, then the discount will come back. And then, well, you have yourself a deal. So that's that. Oh, Bandita. Hello, man. Nice to see you. How's life? How's family? Everything fine when you are coming to Poland again? Any plans for that? Well, I hope not. Because that's meant far. You live far from Szczecin. But for life, the DJI rumored a new goggles in the next month. That's early. Usually DJI releases new stuff after 18 months, and when the latest goggles were released like a year ago. So slightly too early for the regular schedule. Well, but maybe on the other hand, is it possible that they are selling the previous goggles so well that now, like, same with the jumper. Yes, this is very similar that was happening with the jumper and the FreeSky and the Radiomaster some time ago. FreeSky tried to move the Radiomaster and Japan out of the business. They kind of failed. Everybody knows how this ended. But that's, I suppose, slightly different story. Okay, I have to find the parts to build the pushrods. I think there are pushrods somewhere in the... Okay, there are metal wires. That's nice. But have they... No, they didn't. They have not provided with the hooks for the push rods. So let's see what the instruction manual says about this. Do I have to make the push rods by myself or what? Continue. Servo hatch, antenna room, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, they say absolutely nothing about how to make push rods. Craycle, if you are listening, add slightly more about how to create push rods. I know this is in theory basic RC stuff, but it won't hurt you, especially if you would like to move this thing for the slightly more beginners. So that's that. And that means that we will have to create a push rods manually. It was a while since the last time I created my own push rods. This one in the back, maybe not the best, but it will be fine. And so this will be here, this will be here. Should I make the spring in the middle? I think I will make additional spring to be able to adjust the length of the push rods after all. So like this. And then like this. Okay. And then like this. You have to admit that this thing almost looks like a professional pushrod. It's not maybe the most straight pushrod ever created by the humanity, but it's a pushrod nevertheless. I have to find the servo tester. Because I want to be sure that when I will be installing a pushrod, the servo will be really in the mid position. That's always a good idea. Okay. So we are in the mid position right now. I think this is something that I messed up. I think this is something I definitely messed up, because I think I was supposed to first... No. I was supposed to first install the... I have to remove, I think, the... That's a problem now. And that's a problem now because I have not made the holes bigger. I slightly messed up the process of creating of the pushrods. Yeah, Grzegorz, I know that there are those special elements you can have, but you need the threaded rod or glued rods. I think I have some of those, but I'm not using them over here by purpose, because the plan is to actually build this airplane exactly like the manufacturer says it should be built. So we will just use standard provided components. Okay, so this is here. Okay. And now, this one should go inside the horn. But now I have to figure out on how to attach this side of the horn, of the pushrod, into the horn on the servo. And I don't think that I can do it without removing the servo right now. So this looks like a weak point of the whole design. Those snaps, Grzegorz, like you said, would be much nicer to work with. But I don't have any, so... Well, I don't have any for this build. I think I have some lying somewhere. So we will have to find out a different solution to this particular problem. Not that we will not find a solution, because, come on, we are engineers over here. And you can remove this element over here. Or not. Okay, like that I will only destroy the wing. This element was supposed to be easily detachable. Well, it isn't. It absolutely isn't. And I messed up the order of the installation, because first I should have installed the Pushrod and only then attach this to all the other places. So as the result, it's ugly. I will have to fix it later, but for now it will be just fine. And now I will just use a screwdriver remove the servo horn, install the pushrod onto the servo horn, and then install the servo horn into the servo. Exactly like this. Now the servo horn can be removed, and now the servo horn can be installed over here, and we should be able to reattach the horn to the servo. And then we will have to re-glue this element over here, because now everything looks ugly. But see, we have a working control surface. So it might fly after all. It only took us like half an hour to figure out how to do it, because maybe I'm stupid, but we definitely did it. And now I have to just install this thing back in place, so that the cover for the servo is in place. I will just do it in a simple way by adding a fuck again. I have to buy a better glue, because that's the second bottle of glue I basically destroyed today. That's not normal. I have to find another one. Give me a second. I have one more. This one is fucking solid. It's no longer a liquid, so no, we won't be using this one. This one is also a solid. We won't be using this one. I found one more bottle of glue. I found one more bottle of glue, and I don't think this one is solid. No, this one is also solid. That means I'm officially out of CA glue. It reattached itself. Oh bloody hell. Oh bloody hell. The glue automatically reattached itself. I have to buy better glue then, but not today. So if you buy a CA glue, after some time the glue just turns itself into the solid, even if not opened, and you can no longer use it. So do not stash too much of the glue, because it's absolutely not worth it. And because we have the one wing and the servo attached, okay, I have to secure the servo hatch, so this thing we can do with what we have. Okay. I think we have to do with what we have over here, and this is a drop here, and drop here, drop here, and drop here. Let it cure, and we can start working on the second wing now. Let's hope the second wing will be simpler to do. Should be, because now I know how to do it. So that's the simplification of the process. Still, because like I said, I messed up with the order of the execution over here. I still will have to remove this hatch over here, so that I have access to the servo horn, so I can remove the horn, and then yeah, well, Paweł, this is not how you're supposed to do it, especially because you can lose a finger like that. So, okay. Yeah, not pretty. I messed up again. But shh, don't tell anyone. Maybe nobody will notice. Of course someone will notice. Someone always notices this stuff. And now I will be able to wrong. So maybe this one will work. No. I cannot remove the servo horn. Fuck. What the hell is wrong with that servo horn? I have a feeling I will have to replace the servo. Bandita, it should not be difficult, but I'm hitting some kind of the problems over here. I'm not sure what's the problem. Is this me not reading instruction manual? I have to replace the servo, because I'm not able to remove the servo horn. Luckily, the servos can be replaced. You just remove the screw over here. And remove the second screw. And then the servo just slides out. But I messed up when trying to remove this screw. I have to get a new servo because this one won't work. Or will it? Maybe it will. Oh, I will just get a new servo. I should have plenty of servos over here, so that really won't be a problem. Small servos, big servos. I only have to exactly the same. Not exactly the same, because this one is smaller. So not exactly the same. Then we will use a slightly better servo with metal gears. I doubt it will make any practical difference, but you know, at least you can say that some of the gears on this servo are metal, not plastic. And that's something. So I will just install a different servo, and then the servo wire. Okay, the servo wire is okay. The thing goes inside. It should be installed in exactly the same way. No problems there. So Power Pro versus MG90 or SG90. Aha, because this should go fast. Okay. So now this servo should slide in like this. Not like this, the other way around. This build, I do have to say, it's taking much more time than originally anticipated. I mean, I was so hyped after the first video in the series, when I just basically built the whole fuselage and one wing in 2 hours. But now we are slowly getting into the areas when you do not just hurry. There's a lot of manual labor here and there. And if you try to rush it, then it will just bite you in the ass later, like it did me with the servo over here. But after all, we learn. We learn new things all the time, and hopefully this time it will be great. Okay, so this thing is done. Time to build the second pushrod. And this time, because the horn is already detached, I will be able to just easily install this without having so much problems with that. At least I hope so, because you never really know. I think I should warm the pushrod and try to push it hot. Will this thing still work? No gasoline. Maybe this thing. Okay, I don't think I thought this through. I cannot just make it hot and push it inside because it burns my fingers. Ay. Okay, now we have some sharp element. Nope. Okay, now I can proceed with making this bloody pushrod. Similar French car repair method. Yeah, the French cars are special. I had a French car once. I had the Citroën Saxo, and honestly, this was my first car. I have to say, it was quite nice. For example, when I sold it, I discovered that the ventilation outlet, you can like adjust not only left, right, but also up and down by just pulling this the whole construction from it. Crazy times. All those French engineering, sometimes they just have a different kind of the ideas, and as the result you scratch your head. But why? Well, because fuck you. That's why. Or for example, the Citroën Saxo had my unit had the electrical windows, but the controls for the windows were between the seats, not on the doors, but between the seats. I think they did it because it was just much cheaper, because then they do not have to have two controls on both of the windows, just a central set of the controls between the seats. Probably cuts the cost of with like $2, but then they can say that now it's better and so on and so on. So that's probably was the reason why the controls for the electric windows was in such an unusual place. But as long as it works, I suppose it's just fine. Okay. Let's figure out the neutral position on the servo. The servo is not working. The servo is not working. You have to be kidding me. You have to be bloody kidding me right now. The servo is not working. Oh, absolutely, the servo is not working. You cannot even turn it with your fingers. And I think that the whole mechanism is burned. And now it's working. Interesting. It's a torquey servo. It pulls almost 1 amp when fully deflected. It's a 1 torquey servo. But okay. This thing goes here. This thing goes here, and now we have to find a place where we have to bend the control rod again. Somewhere here. Okay. Like this. Like this. And now we should have a beautiful, very with no parallel lines pushrod. Okay, I have to adjust it a little. I have to adjust it by a lot, if you ask me. And not in this direction. I have to adjust it like that. Okay, I don't care. I don't care, really, honestly. Like, it will be fine. It will fly. It doesn't have to be. I have no idea what it is. Okay, that's one of the ugliest push rods I ever did. But it's a push rod. And you know what? It will be fine. As long as it will be stiff enough, it will be fine. Like this. Not the most straight push rod ever, but we can improve this thing a little, but by making the push rod slightly shorter. This is why the push rod over here has this bend, because then you have the option to adjust the length of the push rod even when you do not have any special adjustments over there. You can just change the angle on this bend and change the push rod's length. Okay, that's done. Ugly, but works. The last step is, of course, to secure the servo horn inside of the servo itself. And then we will be able to say that we had a huge success. Huge success because in 1 hour we only installed 2 servos. Oh, and the locking mechanism. So let's say that after all there was some success. over here. And one more time I have to glue this thing in, because unfortunately I had to rip it out. But after gluing this thing in, one drop here, one drop here, one drop here, and one drop here, and nothing more is needed. Worst case scenario, it will crash. But servos and control surfaces on the airplane are done. I think now we can finally take a look at the motor itself. Because I was looking at the motor last week, and back then we kind of figured out that the motor first should be attached to this thing and only then slide it into the fuselage. I think this haven't changed, so let me quickly find some screws. And also we will have to make a decision. Do we want to use the stock ESC or not? I think I will go with the stock ESC because it's here, it's cheap, so I will not have to look for anything. And shouldn't I? No, this metal element is not really needed. So I can just, yeah, exactly. So I can just, but I will use different screws. I don't like those screws. So let me find my stash of the M3 screws. Here's my stash of the M3 screws. We should find something suitable over here with washers, because you should be using washers. Washers are your friends, so we're gonna use some washers. Install the motor on the mount, and then decide if we want to use the banana plugs or just solder the ESC directly to the... Oh, a question. Will I be able to slide the whole power section to this hole? Yes, so that's good. So that's good. So this one will go like this. This one will go... Okay, perfetto. Perfetto. Now let's find the proper length of the screws. Those. Or are they too short? Perfect. 4 screws like that will be just perfect. No, this one is too long. This one, and now I have 4 screws. We will be able to install the servo, install the motor on in the mount, and see how it fits in the mount in the back. And then we will probably take a break because my back starts to hurt. So I think I will have to lie down. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect, but definitely this build is taking slightly longer than I originally anticipated. On the other hand, I'm making live streams again. And I actually want to make live streams. So that's on the plus side, I suppose. Okay, perfect. And now all the other screws. Three and stop. My daughter decided that she wants to have an Orthodox dress tomorrow. Oh, pokaż się. See? That's her outfit for tomorrow to the school. Dress, pink, yellow, t-shirt. Okay, I can see it. I cannot say I approve it, but okay. If this is what she wants to wear to the school tomorrow, I'm fine with that, because why not? And now, let's see if the motor will now fit in the motor mount. Okay, it does. It does, and I think it even does it pretty nicely. But no, I have not pushed it to the very end. Because apparently the motor... Okay. Motor mount has to go very deep into the fuselage to be secured. And then you only attach a screw over here and over there, and the motor is in place. I wonder about the... how's the cooling in this configuration of the motor? Maybe there is enough of the air going through the fuselage to provide some cooling for this thing. Now the white fuselage is full of thread locker, but okay, this is what you get. And I think in general I'm quite pleased. Okay, like I mentioned, we will be slowly ending over here because I'm getting a pain in my back. I think I will honestly have to lay down at least for a minute. We will meet one more time with me building the Discover, because I do want to finish this build. And next time we will one more time probably work with the servos, but this time for the servos for the real control surfaces, and maybe even start working with the flight controller. Because who knows. So thank you very much for watching, and this was the FPV University, like always. Happy flying, and so on and so on and so on, and see you next time. Ciao.